56,000 runners, 2 million spectators cheering those runners on, 10,000 volunteers, a few dozen porta potties, and then there's me. Just one nobody diabetic trying to run the 26.2 around New York. But thankfully, this video is a lot bigger than just me. So 5 years ago, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. It's a disease that affects over 9 million people worldwide, and that's not even mentioning the caretakers and the families that are affected as well. There's no cure, there's no days when diabetes decides to take a break. There is just living with it. Understandably, there are a lot of people who feel restricted living with type 1, especially when they're first diagnosed. I was the same way. But a great way to prove that diabetes doesn't have to hold you back is running a marathon. So for the past few years, the diabetes nonprofit Beyond Type 1 has been sending a team to New York City to run the New York City Marathon. As a type 1 myself, and one who really enjoys exercise, running a marathon in New York City with other type 1s just like me, raising money for a great cause, and showing type 1 who's boss, well, that just sounded like a dream. So on August 27th, 2024, I got an email that would make that dream possible. The subject line says, Beyond Type Run 2024, welcome to the team. I was in. All right, it is November 1st. Welcome to New York. We got here super late last night. Our flight got delayed, and then we had to take the subway. So I think we got to our hotel at like 10:50, checked in, and then we went to Olive Garden at Times Square and ate a bunch of pasta at like 11:20. So probably not the best idea because I woke up at like 3 a.m. with 265 blood sugar. And then took some insulin, woke up a little bit later with 220, 215. So trying to get those under control, but thankfully I did sleep, which I feel like I needed. And we're gonna try and get on some kind of semblance of a schedule here in New York. But I mean, look at this. We're right above Times Square and we're gonna go explore. Okay, we have had a great day, but we're on our way to the shakeout run right now at Roan and Flathead. So we're taking the subway and we'll be Flatiron. You can tell my wife and I have been renovating our house too much. I mean Flatiron. We're headed to Flatiron. All right, we just got done at the shakeout run, and now we're gonna go pick up the bib at the convention, but I heard it's a madhouse, so I'll see you there. This might be the longest escalator I've ever been on. Okay, we are here at the expo. Check this out. Okay, it is the morning of the 2nd, the marathon's tomorrow, and we're on our way to the Beyond Type 1 brunch. I think everyone's gonna be there on the team, it's mandatory, so I'm super excited to meet everybody, and yeah, I'll try and grab some footage while we're there, but this has been awesome so far, so I'll see you there. such a good sign. Okay, we just finished up at the brunch. We got so much stuff. I'll have to walk everybody through what they gave us, but this is just obscene. I feel bad. This is like the best gift bag at a birthday party I've ever been given. And then two of the coolest things, this, which they asked if we wanted to put our like name on our bib. And I was like, yeah, sure. And then I was like, I wonder if it'd be cool to have like archetype 1 on it. I'm worried everyone I run by is gonna try and read it and start yelling Archie something at me, but I'm all right with it. And then the jerseys, I've never owned anything yellow in my life, but I think they're pretty sick. And they look really good. They have like a white kind of pinstripe up at the top, and then sponsors on the back, and just the logo. And there's just cool little details like the 2024 26.2, the Beyond Type 1 logo. We took a team pic and it was like the sea of yellow. It looked awesome. Ultimately, all of the cool gifts aside, I would have done this race and run with the Beyond Type Run team regardless. We certainly do not need all this, but it's cool to have so many sponsors and people interested in supporting a great cause, and I'm excited to run this thing and make sure that that is part of a thank you to all of these great sponsors and organizations. Okay, we are, do you know what park this is?
Madison Square.
Madison Square Park. We just got Shake Shack, and I'm gonna dose for it. I've had to underdose pretty much everything here with how much we've been walking. Okay, it is the night before the marathon, and I just wanted to make sure everything's ready for tomorrow, so I have it all spread out here. I wanted to take you through what I'm going to bring, what I'm gonna wear, walk you through kind of my fuel strategy with the fuel that I've brought. First up, shoes, got them. I trained in these. I don't have race shoes. I don't think I'm fast enough to deserve race shoes. Shorts, jersey, obviously, and quick shout out to Beyond Type 1. These jerseys are sick. Everyone else on the team got their like first name, and I kind of felt weird, but I really do like kind of the archetype 1 and what I hope it stands for. And so I wanted to have it displayed on my jersey. The start line, and I'm not running until 10:55. So we get to Staten Island pretty early, and it's gonna be cold. So they tell you to bring like old sweats, old gear, so you can start running in it and then strip and throw it as you run. So I have a pair of old sweats and then like an old kind of thin hoodie jersey. I hope that's gonna be enough. I don't think it's supposed to drop below like 38, 39. So I'm assuming I'll be okay. Have the 1x1 hat, and then fueling strategy. So I'm gonna bring 7 of these Goo energy gels. These are the lemonade. I trained with them. I know they work. I like them. And so I'm gonna use one of these every like 35, 40 minutes. That should give me enough time to get the fuel I need out of it and then replenish. So these have 21 grams of carbs, and specifically something I wanted to focus on this year is sodium. This has 180 milligrams of sodium, which is a good amount for a gel, but not enough for me to replenish electrolytes on the run. And so I actually have these, which are literally Ziploc like snack bags with honey and then electrolytes in it. And so something I noticed on the St. George was I felt really good, but then mile like 17, 18, I just like literally fell off a cliff. I bonked super hard, was extremely dehydrated. I underestimated how much sodium I'd need. So got to the end, and that's why I needed the IV and everything. So I'm not gonna make that mistake this marathon. I'm gonna use these kind of honey electrolyte packets. I still need to figure out the mileage. But all 3 of them before the end of the race, and then I'll do it right before like a water aid station so that I can take a honey and electrolytes isn't gonna go down easy, so I'll wash it down with water, and that way it can get into my system. And then between 7 fuel packets, that should easily get me through the end of the run. So again, I'm super excited. Oh, and all that's going in a fanny pack. I'm super excited. I always get nervous. You think if you'd done it before, you'd be good, but this one feels different for some reason. But I'm so excited to see the course, see the energy, see the team out there running, hear everyone cheering. It's just gonna be cool. So let's go run a marathon. Okay, I would have totally forgotten, but I just got an alert that my Dexcom has like 24 hours left before it does like the 12-hour window or whatever. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a new one on right now, just to make sure it's fresh. I haven't had any problems with this one, so I'm hoping that tomorrow, with it being a new one, I don't have problems with I don't know. I would feel better about it being new than having one that's almost up. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch it right now. Also, look at this like bathroom mirror. They put like the skyline on there. Just details, love it. All right, good morning. It's the day of the marathon. This is so nuts. There's like nobody in Times Square. I'm headed to meet up with some of the team on Broadway and 40th. Then we're gonna take the subway over, take the ferry, and then we're there. So wish me luck. So traveling to the start line was an event in itself. I mean, there were thousands of people shoved through doors, onto boats, onto buses. And the few of us from the team that travel together seriously had such a good time. I always get nervous before races, but traveling with these newfound friends, just laughing and getting to know each other was exactly what I needed. We saw the Statue of Liberty. We even saw some running celebrities. And eventually we made it to the start line. The second I saw that bridge, I knew it was showtime. I lined up with the thousands of people who were running this race for different reasons. Some were first-time marathoners, some were looking for a personal best, some were raising money for cancer or diabetes or a loved one struggling. But regardless, we were all here to run, and we were all waiting for our green light. The energy at the start of this race, heck, the entire morning, was electric. The crowds, the travel, the music, it's just chaotic. But once you get on that bridge, it's silent. Nothing but footsteps, thousands of footsteps. All until our first destination, Brooklyn. I just saw Maggie from the Beyond Type 1 team. She is cruising. Brooklyn was a madhouse. People were yelling, cheering. There were runners taking shots with random people. There was live music. Someone knew my name. And just like that, it was mile 7 and then mile 8. And the crazy part was that the energy never died down. Every turn there were new crowds, more music, more cheering. Well, until you hit another bridge. But then it picked right back up again.
Oh, Chipotle sounds so good.
Mile after mile, we just kept on running. Now, this was definitely not my best marathon, and it wasn't really meant to be. I had exactly 3 months to train, and I really noticed that on mile 15, where I started limp running the next 11 miles. I blame this on my hydration. We walked 16 miles around the city the days before, and my training. But weirdly, I wouldn't have it any other way. Yes, it was brutal, but I was running around one of the most famous and beautiful cities, raising money and awareness for a cause that is so much more impactful than a few hours of running. And I kept thinking about the millions of people who live with type 1 who might not know what they're capable of. I thought about our team that was proving what type 1s are capable of. I thought about my wife because it was her birthday that day.
How are you? I love you too. You doing okay?
How's your birthday?
It's really good.
And then I thought about the organization that made it all possible.
I also want to thank Beyond Type 1 for putting this all together. This is an incredible program, and for anyone to run a marathon is a big deal, but for 50 Type 1 diabetics and caretakers to be out here proving that diabetes doesn't have to hold you back is an incredible opportunity. And I've been so blessed to get to know members of the team who are incredible and thriving with their diabetes. And so Beyond Type 1, thank you. All the sponsors, thank you. This is just an incredible thing.
And just like that,
Almost there. There we go.
55,646 finishers who made it. 2 million spectators who made it loud. 10,000 volunteers who made it work. And then there's us. 53 incredible diabetics and caretakers of diabetics who wanted to make it known that diabetes doesn't hold you back. And you know what? We did it.
I don't know where these apples are, but I want one so bad. This is the best apple I've ever had in my life.